Have you ever wondered why, after the age of 50, so many men suddenly find themselves losing the very strength and confidence they thought would always be there? In my practice, I've watched countless patients walk into my office with the same quiet fear. Men who once felt unstoppable now whispering about nights of frustration, mornings without energy, and a growing sense that their best years are already behind them. The truth is, this decline doesn't happen by accident, and it isn't just normal aging. When blood flow slows and testosterone dips, the body doesn't stay silent, it sends warning signs. Weakness, fatigue, and unreliable performance are often the very first red flags. And if ignored, those signals can grow into something far more dangerous, leading toward high blood pressure, diabetes, even heart disease. But here's what most men don't realize. Some of the most powerful solutions don't come from expensive pills or risky treatments. They come from the simplest daily habits, the kind of things the body was designed for all along. In fact, one of the easiest and most overlooked habits is something I've taught to my patients for years, and it requires just a single minute each day. As a urologist, I've spent over a decade helping men restore their health naturally. I've seen patients not only regain stronger, more dependable erections, but also deeper energy, sharper focus, and a renewed sense of confidence, often starting with something so simple, so small, they could begin tonight. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that is, step by step. So you never have to feel powerless about your body again. When men first sit across from me, their words are almost always the same, "Doctor, I try, but my body just doesn't respond anymore." It's a fear I've heard hundreds of times, and the truth is often hidden in something simple: your blood vessels. Over the years, they grow stiff and narrow, choking off the very circulation that once fueled energy, confidence, and intimacy. This is where garlic comes in, and I don't mean the cooked-down garlic lost in a pasta sauce. I'm talking about raw garlic, sharp, pungent, alive. Inside each clove is a compound called allicin. The fascinating part, allicin doesn't even exist until you chew or crush that garlic. The moment your saliva touches it, enzymes activate, and suddenly it's like unlocking a hidden medicine cabinet right inside your mouth. Once allicin is released, it travels through the bloodstream, widening blood vessels, lowering blood pressure, and letting oxygen-rich blood surge again. I remember one of my patients, a 58-year-old man who had almost given up on intimacy. I asked him to chew a single raw clove each evening, just for 1 minute. 3 weeks later, he came back with a smile I'll never forget. "Doctor," he said, "it feels like someone turned the power back on." His energy during the day steadied, his stamina returned, even his cholesterol numbers dropped. And this isn't just his story. Research backs it up. Multiple studies show garlic improves circulation and strengthens the heart itself, every beat pushing more life through the body. If the taste feels overwhelming, there are tricks. Crush the clove and let it sit a few minutes before chewing, or pair it with a slice of apple or a spoon of honey. The secret is consistency. 1 clove every day builds momentum, keeping vessels open and blood flowing where it matters most. But here's what surprises most men: garlic doesn't only restore blood flow by supporting the heart and circulation, it lays the foundation for stamina, endurance, and the kind of confidence that reaches far beyond the bedroom. And while garlic opens the doors, there's another food that doesn't just let blood move, it sets it on fire, igniting warmth and energy you can actually feel within minutes. That food is ginger, and the first time my patients try it, they never look at this spicy root the same way again. If garlic is the key that unlocks your blood vessels, then ginger is the fire that keeps the blood moving strong. The first time I suggest it, most men raise an eyebrow. Doctor, isn't ginger just for cooking? But when they actually try it, their reaction is always the same surprise, followed by energy they thought was gone for good. Unlike garlic's sharp bite, ginger brings warmth that spreads through the entire body. That warmth isn't just a sensation, it's circulation waking up. Science explains it clearly. Ginger is packed with compounds called gingerols and shogalls. These act like natural stimulants, gently telling your arteries to open wider, while calming the hidden inflammation that builds up with age. A 2017 study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that men over 50 who consume ginger regularly improve the flexibility of their blood vessels, a critical factor for stronger, more dependable erections. But ginger's power doesn't stop with circulation. It also transforms digestion, and most men don't realize how vital that is. When your gut works efficiently, your body actually absorbs the raw materials it needs: zinc, magnesium, amino acids, the building blocks of testosterone. I've seen men who were constantly bloated, sluggish, and drained suddenly regain energy when ginger became part of their daily routine. It's like turning a clogged fuel line into a clear one. The engine finally roars again. Even more fascinating, ginger shields the very glands that produce testosterone. By fighting oxidative stress in the testes, it keeps your hormone factory alive and working instead of breaking down with age. One patient told me, "Doctor, after chewing ginger daily, I feel like my body is finally listening again." His energy steadied, his recovery improved, and even his mood became sharper. If the flavor feels fiery at first, don't let that scare you off. Start with a thin slice, chew it slowly for a minute, let it mix with your saliva, and then swallow. If it burns, just follow with a sip of warm water. Over time, the heat that once felt sharp becomes invigorating, like a spark that runs through your veins. Garlic lays the foundation. Ginger fuels the fire, but circulation and energy are only half the story. The next piece is even more critical, because blood flow means nothing if the very cells that produce testosterone are left unprotected. That's why I always tell my patients about a tiny spice that works like a bodyguard for masculinity, itself cloves. Garlic may open the doors, and ginger may fuel the fire, but what good is energy if the very source of your masculinity is left undefended? That's the question I ask my patients when they tell me their stamina fades despite better circulation. And that's where cloves step in tiny buds that carry one of the most powerful shields against aging I've ever seen. At first glance, cloves look ordinary, something you'd expect in holiday cookies. But chew just one or two and you're releasing eugenol, a compound proven to calm inflammation, improve circulation, and most importantly, protect the delicate cells in your testes that produce testosterone. I call it the bodyguard effect, because without protection, oxidative stress slowly eats away at those cells like rust corroding metal left out in the rain. Science confirms what I've seen in my clinic. A study published in Phytotherapy Research found that eugenol in cloves acts as a natural antioxidant guarding male fertility and testosterone production well into later years. I once treated a 62-year-old grandfather who felt his mornings had grown dull and lifeless. He told me intimacy was nearly gone. I suggested a simple nightly ritual: chew 2 cloves before bed. Within weeks, he returned smiling, telling me, "Doctor, I wake up with energy again." Even my wife noticed the difference. The timing matters. Nighttime is when your body repairs and balances hormones. By chewing cloves before bed, you're fueling that repair process at the exact moment your body needs it most. And the bonus, they freshen your breath naturally, something my patients often laugh about but quietly appreciate. But remember, moderation is key. 1 or 2 cloves is enough. Too many can irritate the stomach, and consistency matters far more than excess. Garlic builds the foundation, ginger fuels the fire, cloves guard the very factory of testosterone, but even a factory needs raw materials. And that's why the next food is so critical. Because without the essential minerals, it provides your body simply cannot keep that hormone engine alive. That food is pumpkin seeds, and most men don't realize how much power is hiding inside something so small. Cloves may guard the factory of testosterone, but even the strongest factory shuts down without raw materials. That's exactly why I tell my patients about pumpkin seeds, one of the simplest, most overlooked foods, yet a powerhouse your body quietly craves. Most men only think of them during Halloween roasted and salted as a snack. But in reality, pumpkin seeds are loaded with the minerals your body has been starving for over the years: zinc and magnesium. Zinc is absolutely essential for testosterone production. Without enough of it, your body simply cannot manufacture this hormone. Research in the Journal of Nutrition showed that men with low zinc saw their testosterone plummet in less than 20 weeks. Imagine that, less than 6 months, and your masculinity takes a serious hit. Magnesium plays an equally critical role. It calms the nervous system, lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that quietly sabotages testosterone and helps blood vessels stay flexible. Together, zinc and magnesium act like fuel and oil in an engine. One powers hormone production, the other protects circulation so that fuel doesn't go to waste. I remember a 55-year-old patient who came to me completely exhausted, stressed, and frustrated. His labs showed borderline low testosterone and rising blood pressure. Instead of rushing him onto medication, I asked him to start small, 2 tablespoons of raw pumpkin seeds. Each evening chewed slowly so the oils could release and begin absorbing right in his mouth. 3 weeks later, he told me, "Doctor, I don't crash in the afternoons anymore. My energy feels steady, my blood pressure is down, and my drive is back." That's not coincidence. That's nutrition in action. And the best part, you don't need a lot. Just a small handful daily is enough to make a noticeable difference. When chewed slowly, the oils mix with saliva, giving your body a head start on absorption before they even hit your stomach. Over time, these tiny seeds rebuild the reserves your body has been missing for years. Garlic laid the foundation, ginger lit the fire, cloves protected the source, and pumpkin seeds deliver the fuel. But even fuel alone won't guarantee performance. For an erection to stay strong, blood must surge quickly and stay locked in place. And that's where the final food comes in, walnuts, a nut that doesn't just feed your hormones, but actually commands your blood vessels to open wide with the help of nitric oxide. Pumpkin seeds may fuel the engine, but an engine is useless without a spark to ignite it. That spark for men comes from nitric oxide, the chemical messenger that tells arteries, relax, open up, let the blood surge in. And one of the richest natural sources I recommend is surprisingly simple walnuts. At first glance, they look like just another snack, but crack them open and you'll find a powerhouse of omega-3 fatty acids, healthy fats that keep your blood vessels supple and elastic. When arteries stiffen, blood struggles to reach the pelvic region. When they're flexible, blood rushes in with ease, fueling natural, dependable erections. Walnuts also deliver arginine and amino acid. Your body converts directly into nitric oxide. Without enough of it, performance weakens no matter how much testosterone you have. I remember a 60-year-old engineer who confessed he felt drained, tense, and increasingly anxious about his performance. I asked him to do something deceptively simple, replace his late-night cookies with just 2 or 3 walnuts chewed slowly each evening. 1 month later, he returned looking years younger. "Doctor," he said, "I sleep deeper, I wake calmer." and my circulation feels stronger. That transformation wasn't magic. It was nitric oxide doing its job. But walnuts do more than restore blood flow. Their antioxidants fight inflammation throughout the body, while their healthy fats balance hormones and provide steady, sustained energy instead of sugar highs and crashes. And here's something most men don't know. Testosterone is primarily produced during deep sleep. By calming the body and supporting rest, walnuts create the perfect environment for your hormones to rise naturally, night after night. Garlic laid the foundation, ginger lit. The fire cloves guarded your testosterone. Pumpkin seeds supplied the minerals, and walnuts supercharged your circulation with nitric oxide. Put together, these 5 simple foods form a chain of power, one that can restore energy, masculinity, and confidence in ways pills never could. And the best part, you only need 1 minute a day to set it all in motion. Now, let's bring this journey together and see exactly how these steps can transform not only your performance, but your entire quality of life. So let's bring it all together. Garlic builds the foundation, ginger fuels, the fire cloves guard your testosterone. Pumpkin seeds supply the minerals, and walnuts supercharge circulation with nitric oxide. 5 simple foods chewed slowly for just 1 minute a day can spark changes. No pill can ever match stronger energy, deeper sleep, and a renewed sense of confidence in your body. But remember, this transformation doesn't happen overnight. It starts small, with tiny daily habits that build into lasting strength. I've seen countless men who felt discouraged and ready to give up discover that their best years weren't behind them. They were waiting to be reclaimed. And the same is possible for you. If this video helped you, make sure to like it, save it, so you can come back later and subscribe to my channel for more science-based advice on men's health. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss the newest tips that could change your health and your confidence. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 foods are you going to try first? Drop your answer in the comments. Your health matters, your confidence matters, and together we'll keep building the strength and vitality you deserve, 1 minute at a time.